Man, I am excited for this one. We
Yes,
are
sir.
back, out of pocket anime podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and we are finishing
Yes, sir.
one.
Finally. Two.
All right, fuck it, fuck, man,
I wasn't ready for you to say one there.
and I wasn't ready for you to give more fuck, man.
Hey,
That
we're
was so
good. We're
unfortunate.
still rolling. Let's roll
Yeah,
right into it, baby. We're covering One Piece.
we're
We're
covering One
covering
Piece,
One Piece,
part
baby.
four,
Part
part
4.
four.
Just so
Let's
you
do
guys
it.
know, he was gonna say one, and I was gonna say one more time. We're gonna celebrate. Yeah. That's
Hey,
that's what I was gonna do.
yeah,
And then when
but it's a hard entry to make, man.
it
This
really
is
is.
this is the final part to this live action.
And to our credit, we always fuck it up
Yeah. It's
every single
hard, man.
time
And we
without.
we shifted to me.
It's hard, man.
It's hard. We shifted to me.
It's
And
hard. Jesus, dude. Tell us how you really feel. Keep that to
motherfucker,
yourself.
motherfucker, you were the one who fucking put this onus on me. You're all like, "No, it's
I
got to
did
be
not.
you."
I did nothing to
No,
make this hard. All right.
110%.
I want
Y'all
to
need
make.
to
I want
listen
to
up.
be it clear to
All right?
audience. All right.
This
don't
podcast
don't
was
listen
his
to this man.
idea, okay?
Okay. I did
And
not make him
when
hard
it's his idea, he needs to
or
be the
it
one to
hard.
do the intro. But no. Does he do the intro? No. He does 3 episodes with the intro and he gives it
Jesus.
to me. Too much pressure. I don't appreciate it.
We good now?
We're
We good to
good.
get going?
We're good. Fuck you. We're good.
All right. Well, so now that we're getting into it, you
Yes.
got Nami's backstory. How do you feel about
Yes.
it? Right into it. Let's get right into the nitty gritty.
Nami's backstory. Very not surprising, except for the last half of it, right? That last section of her backstory. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's
So
wild.
like, and the
Because,
crazy thing is I would say on the scale of like saddest stories for people who are on his crew or end up on his crew,
right,
it's not very high up there.
right.
Like she did all right when you compare her to other people's backstories. She's doing okay.
Yeah. But hers is worse than Zoro's, in my opinion.
Yes. Yes. Worse than Zoro's.
150,000%
Yep. And
because, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, and everybody's is better than Usopp's. Where it's just
Yeah.
like my dad was just out, and my mom died from
Yeah.
being
Like my
sick.
dad was a pirate and left, and then my mom died.
So was mine, dude.
Yeah. Like
Like you're
your
not
mom knew
special.
your dad was about that action.
Yep, had to
So
have.
definitely. He
Hmm.
knew. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
say that, but I know he knew.
yeah. She knew when she was hopping up on that pirate
Yeah,
dick.
when she was riding that Yassup, is that how you say his name?
It was
Yassup,
definitely not Yasip, but we'll go with that because I
Yassup,
enjoy it more that way.
Yassup, Yassup,
Yasip, are you telling him to giddy up? Is that what you're using that as?
Yassup,
Yasip, Yasip, Yasip.
Yassup, Yassup.
Stupid.
It's like, why is he dancing while saying it? But it was a fucking but at the very end, right? Like
Hmm.
they did a really good job of kind of like it is pretty sad, it is pretty intense. And then at that last moment where you realize she made that deal
Right.
to get her to buy her fucking city back, her town
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. They touch on it a little bit, and I'll go into a little more detail on it because it was something that they missed, which is fine on this miss, which is the biggest thing about her being a map maker. Like they did point out that she was special as a map.
Uh,
Like they're like, oh shit, yeah, we could definitely use you because you're better than any human or fucking
yeah.
fishman that I've ever
Hmm.
seen. The difference between Nami's maps and other people's maps that they pointed out is how deadly accurate they are in terms of like she would even be able to put the currents
Hmm.
on there. And because they're fishermen and they swim underwater, that's like crazy important to them because they need to be able to navigate the underwater currents and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And
Yeah,
so that was why she was so important to the crew. Go ahead.
right. It would have been cool if they pinpointed her skill level in that. So if when she
Yeah.
was a kid, instead of making it very like trouble oriented, which I get it makes for a suspenseful scene,
Hmm.
but it would have been cool to see her develop the skill early to where she would draw her town in like vivid like
Right.
pinpoint accuracy,
Right. So they could
and
show
like was
how
just
good she is at what she
right,
does.
right, or like a kid was like, "Draw this for me," and she draws it, and it's just pinpoint.
Yeah,
Like
or
it
like
would,
throw something on there that doesn't belong. And they're like, what's that? And she's like, oh, this is that.
she's
And they're
like,
like, oh
"You
shit.
didn't notice it, right?" Like,
Yep.
oh fuck,
Yeah, that would have been
like
cool. I
that
didn't
would have
think
been
about
sick
that.
because you would have been like, "Oh shit, she's about that action in terms of what she's good at."
Yeah. Yeah. They
So,
didn't throw that out there. Now I do got a question for you because I've been talking
mhm,
about this. I said the scene that's my favorite scene up until the Arlong Park arc.
mhm.
I said my favorite scene was gonna be episode 7. I was like, I was sure of it.
I
Remember?
didn't remember that.
Remember, I
I did
said
not
there's
remember
two
you saying that.
scenes. I said there's two scenes that I love.
Oh yes, for
All right.
Luffy, right?
Yes. I said there's one that he had with Zoro that they
Yes.
botched completely. Right?
Yeah.
And I said there's a second one that he has here. And I
Where
didn't
you're
want to
like, if
tease
he
it.
nails it,
If he nails it, like this is my guy. Now, what do you think that scene was? Because it definitely happened.
um, when he, fuck, I was thinking about it when I watched it.
Yeah,
Like,
buddy.
what is the intense moment that he was looking for? There were multiple ones,
Yeah, there's
and
one.
fuck, man,
And it doesn't help that they botched it again. Round
yeah.
2, baby. They
Was
didn't
it
botch it as bad though.
when he gave Nami the hat? Let's
It
fucking
was.
go.
It
Let's
was.
fucking go. I
That's
knew it.
exactly what I was talking
I
about.
knew it.
Yeah. So that scene is so big in the anime and it fucked me up in the anime.
And
Watching it in the
again,
anime.
for those first watching this, I haven't seen the anime. He has. Go ahead.
Right. And I'm only 500 in, give or take a couple. So I don't remember everything completely. All
Mhm.
right. But yeah, so the one thing that so unfortunately the one thing they couldn't show because they and I saw that they weren't going to be able to show it is they
Uh,
don't show how important that fucking hat is to him.
yeah.
Like they call him the straw
I
hats.
mean,
So you know it's part of his identity,
yeah.
but that hat is so much more to him and it went through like when that dude like clawed
Eh,
it up,
right.
he was fucked up from it. Or when he was with Buggy, that was the first
Okay.
time. So when he was with Buggy, that's the first time you see how important that hat is to him because they fucking shoot something through his hat, if I recall right, and they fuck
Uh-huh.
his hat up, and he fucking takes it really hard, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, it's okay, and he's like, nah, fuck that. He's like,
Uh-huh.
it's fine. They're like, dude, you're obviously not okay with this, and it
Yeah.
became like a big bonding thing because Nami stitched it up for him, not perfectly, but it showed that she's like,
It
hey,
showed the importance of it.
right,
And yeah,
and the
it really
importance
just
of
showed the importance of it.
everybody and how they were kind of slowly accepting him. Now, you
Right.
can't go back and add all that shit in to show how exactly important that hat is.
Yeah, but
But
they
I
did
can
have
go
they
ahead.
did
Go
have
ahead.
moments. They did have moments
Yeah.
where that he was like when he chose against Buggy, where he like grabbed the hat or like needed to fix it and shit.
Mhm.
They show those moments, but I see what you mean by the after effects of it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they have little pockets of it, which I do appreciate in that because I did notice
Mhm.
from a non-anime watcher perspective, he cares about that hat. That's how I took it,
Yeah.
but not to the level that you're saying, right? Where
Right.
you're like, there was intense moments where tension
Mhm.
was in the room when that hat was fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so him giving her that hat. So when you see that scene in the live action, I'd give you the exact difference because I felt it because I got into that scene because I knew it was happening as it was happening
Uh huh.
because it was damn near shot for shot.
Hmm.
And so it's happening. In the live action, I see that shit and I'm like, yeah, Luffy. I'm like, that's your crew. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. You know what I mean?
So you liked his attitude walking up
Yeah. And I was like, I saw it happening and I was like, yeah, he's gonna give her the
because
hat.
he did have that serious face on.
Yeah, and I liked everything about what he did except for one part, and I'll get into that in a sec. But he goes, he puts the hat on, and in the live action, I was like, "Fuck yeah, Luffy!"
Fuck yeah, Luffy.
And then, but in the fucking anime, when
Uh,
he took his hat off, I was literally like this.
interesting.
I was like, "Oh shit, he's about to fuck Arlong up."
Like
I
it
was
was
like, "This
just
motherfucker's gonna go in or die."
so it was a different level of intense.
Right, and so it's the intensity still there.
Uh-huh.
But it was so much more amplified because you knew what him giving her that hat meant to him.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying what built it made that moment more special.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so now, the one thing I didn't like, because I thought they actually, both Nami and him, did a decent job. I think he did a phenomenal job. I think Nami did a good job in that moment.
Mhm.
I think he really did a good job. The only part of that I didn't like is that when he comes and turns around, they turned it cheesy. He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kick his butt. I'm gonna kick," and he started shouting it
Yeah.
like 4 times.
They should have kept it intense.
If he would have walked away and just started walking off, and his
No,
crew
dude.
silently follows
Yeah.
him.
No, I
Ooh,
would have wished that he's walking off slowly and his crew would have been like, "Yo, Luffy, you good?" And he just dead
just walk.
ass like
Oh, fuck
beelines.
yeah,
And they're
fuck
like,
yeah,
and they only say a couple words.
yeah.
So it's not like they keep annoying him. Maybe
Right.
Usopp a couple more than Zoro.
Like I said, they did
Like
decent.
right, like have Zoro say some cool shit and then be like, nah, he chilling. But then have Usopp say some bitch shit like he normally does, and then say some more bitch shit like he normally does, and then leave him alone. I
Yep.
think that would have made
Yeah, I agree. That would have been fucking.
man,
Oh,
that would have been shivers.
yeah. I would have been like,
Because I
oh,
I did I remember asking you.
mm-hmm.
Main characters are very important. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can
Yeah.
have your favorite on the side. I've always asked you, how is Luffy? How is Luffy? What do you
Yep.
think of him being
Consistently.
Luffy? What do you think? And you're like, I like him so far. He's the main consistent guy so far. Do you appreciate other than that writing? Because that was writing where
Yeah,
they
that had
told
nothing
him
to
to
do
do
with
that.
him.
That had nothing
Yeah,
to do with him, in my opinion. Do you think he's done the job he needed to do?
I do. I do.
Hell yeah.
I have officially
Hell
co-signed
yeah.
him as Luffy. I
Hell
fucks with him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's done, and I think he's done better than anybody else. On top of that,
Right. Okay. That's sick because
yeah,
I think you mentioned at the very, 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 very beginning, Luffy needs to hit. He needs to. You need to
yep,
feel his presence. If you don't feel his presence, it doesn't matter how good Nami is. Doesn't matter how good Zoro is.
yep. He has to
So
be the driving force.
yeah,
But yeah,
that
um,
was sick. It was also cool to see Nami was adopted.
yeah, yeah, and that was
Man, I,
consistent.
yeah, and doing the line of work I do, that hit me a little bit. I'm not gonna cap. Like
Yeah,
hearing the whole process with her as a kid, it hit me a little bit. Didn't get to the tier point, but it was a good it was a good capsule of. I keep on bringing that shit up. I feel like it's because of Capsule Corp from fucking Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? Like
just got
seeing
Capsule Corp on the
Capsule,
mind. Yeah, man.
it
Who doesn't?
encapsulates everything,
Yeah,
bruh.
man.
And uh I'm looking at this from a non-anime perspective.
Right.
Like I like anime, but I haven't seen One
You
Piece.
haven't seen One Piece at all.
So nothing. So I'm like, all right. I didn't like Nami that much. I've told you this throughout. Like
Hmm.
she didn't feel like she was hitting the role she should.
Right.
And I know anime, and I just know she's not doing it to the anime standard. I just know. Like I feel like everybody who's got a
Hmm.
glimpse of anime would just know that Nami can't like socially do what
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like she
do.
can't socially act like the anime character.
Right. It just not in today's world, at least.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And that's
nah.
what I don't know if you noticed that too, but I give her a
Yeah.
leeway because of that.
Yeah, she's grown on me because I've
Especially these
and
last
I
two.
yeah, and I think I've acknowledged that. I've realized as I'm watching her, Nami's probably the hardest role out of all of them to play because she had so much going on in her motivation, the
To
way
be
she is,
deceitful is tough.
and to care. You got to be deceitful. You got to show that you care. You got to do all this. That's fucking almost
Tough.
impossible to do.
That shit's tough. Like
So
imagine them asking you to do some shit like that.
so
Like,
hats off to you. I approve of I approve of the whole cast.
yeah.
Um, I'm most disappointed in Zoro's character, but he still wasn't bad.
You know who I fucked with really?
Still wasn't bad.
Sanji.
Sanji's character's spot on. He's a good
I
one too.
I it felt like he's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, he is. And
I'm
then on
like,
top of that, I wish they played it up more, but like him and Zoro fucking can't stand each other in
yeah.
the anime. And it showed it a
And they
little
throw
bit.
some jabs. They
They
throw a
throw
couple
some jabs,
jabs.
but it's legitimately like they're fucking trying to fight each other in the middle of fights in the anime. Like he'll slice up a dude and
Yeah.
he'll be like, "Oh, that was cute. This and that." And then he fucking pulls out a second sword, puts it at fucking Sanji's throat, dude. And Sanji's fucking throwing kicks at him, and like Zoro's ducking, and he'll hit the bad guy, and he'll be like, he'll be like, "Dude," he'll be like, "I knew you would duck."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay." Like they'll go at each other like that.
Yeah,
Like that's
motherfucker,
how
you
much
wanted to
they
hit
go at
me.
each other.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they do eventually, it turns into mutual respect, as you
What
could
did you
imagine.
think of that scene where they duoed?
That was interesting.
Because I know
So
in your reaction, you hated the kick. You know what
I
kick
did
I'm
not like
talking
that.
about.
I still
You're
did
all
not
like,
like the
oh,
kick.
you're
Yeah,
like,
where he
the
jumps 40 feet and
CGI.
does a fucking CGI kick, which sucks because
It was like a, it was like a
yeah,
pop out kick.
it was
You know
just
what I
like the
mean? Like where
run.
his character's like,
It's just like they did all the CGI to make Zoro run on the wall just to slice a nigga's
well, I
ankles.
didn't mind that part. I didn't
Well,
mind the CG
why
and
if we're gonna
the running on the
CGI him
wall.
running on a wall,
But he
why are
sliced
we
his
gonna
chest.
I
He
thought he
sliced
got
the
the
guy's
ankle.
chest.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
pretty sure he
Well,
sliced the chest. I could be
you're probably
wrong.
right
No,
too.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong
But
on that. You're right.
whatever. But yeah, so we get the final Arlong conflict. I know we're
Uh,
gonna touch on. I was gonna touch a little more on a lot of the big differences and overall thoughts at the end here. So
uh-huh.
let's keep it moving. The Arlong conflict.
Uh,
We got to see that fight.
yeah.
What'd you think? What'd you think? Not having seen the anime, this is your first
Dude,
experience into it.
Arlong was by far the best villain out of everybody out there.
Yeah.
In this,
Mm-hmm.
from my perspective, not having watched the anime, and
Yeah.
again, I don't know how he was in the anime, but in the live action, he seemed like a
Evil
motherfucker
motherfucker.
that didn't give
Evil
no fucks, but he
motherfucker.
had revenge on his mind.
Yeah, man. He's a
Like
big. They
it's
got
pure
that down.
revenge.
They got that down. The whole fishman
Yeah, like
supremacy
black
thing he was
people, like
preaching.
some he was like a nigga, you know what I mean? Like he was like
Yeah.
they out to get me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas want to act like y'all care. Oh, so now you want to say some shit about sharks, but y'all had us as motherfucking peasants in the
Yeah.
past. He's
Yeah.
got
That
pure
was
revenge.
that was consistent. So they didn't change any huge major things like that.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I
Well,
fucked with him.
yeah. Yeah,
I
what'd you
fucked
think
with
of
him
the fight,
heavy.
the final fight, all that?
I liked it. I liked it. I think it kept Arlong super strong, and then it also kept Luffy on point.
Yeah,
Like
and
it wasn't probably as cool as the anime, just
yeah, that's
because
never
you
yeah,
can never
yeah.
ever. But for a live action, like I told you, I love that they did One Piece because it felt, even not watching the anime, not knowing anything about it,
Mhm.
it felt like it was like, oh shit, this would be the one to do
Yeah.
because it does have the most realistic aspects to it.
Mhm.
I liked it, and I liked the Gamma Gam fucking do 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 do
The
do because I
gauntlet,
told you,
the Gum
yeah,
Gum
I told
gauntlet.
you that was the one thing I had never, or I had only seen
Right.
watching like
Yeah,
clips.
yeah, man. I was happy with it. They found a way to tweak it to make it more realistic because they bring up a couple times like, oh, he doesn't even get shot by bullets. And he's like,
Mhm.
I'll find a weakness. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna bring your whole place down. I'm gonna fuck your world up. So they did a good job of that. He definitely did fuck his world up in the anime, but it was a lot more head to head in the anime as you could imagine.
Yeah,
And the only thing
yeah.
I wish they did different is they had that guy do fishman karate, so
Mhm.
that guy fought Sanji. You know how Usopp went on his own?
Yeah.
That's about the same too. Usopp went on his own and fought off one guy, and he started displaying different kinds of slingshot balls, which become a
Yeah.
bigger thing later on. So those two are about right. The difference is Zoro fought somebody like an octopus with like 8 swords.
Okay.
And actually, Zoro was a fucking dude because you remember he just got sliced up by Mihawk.
Uh-huh.
So while he's fighting there, he starts bleeding through his shit because he reopened all of his wounds from Mihawk.
Mhm.
And so he's fighting all fucked up,
Mhm.
which kind of goes to show, like, it shows him a little harder.
His
Because,
resilience.
yeah, because you see all that blood and he's fighting this dude with like 8 swords who's like, I'm the best fish with the fishman sword fucking
Fish
jutsu,
swordsman.
whatever. Yeah. and
You
so he's
alright?
fucking going at him. I don't remember what he called it.
That was word vomit right there.
Yeah. And so he's going at him and he fights this dude, and that's a big fight. So that's the only thing I wish, because like you already separated Usopp. You might as well separate Sanji
Yeah,
and
but
do
he
them and
was
let them do their own thing. But it
yeah,
wasn't a big miss. It
right,
wasn't a big deal.
right, because well, and I mean, you watched anime, so I can't compare to that. But from my comparison, they made Zoro out to be a motherfucker for sure. Like
Yeah.
not only early on, but in those last two episodes,
Yeah.
7 and 8, they had him slicing motherfuckers left and right, taking motherfuckers out. Sanji was kicking everybody, which I can only imagine how hard of an acting job that would be, just
Hmm.
only kicking. Like he literally only threw kicks,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming is in the anime as well. So to just kick every motherfucker, they did a pretty good job of showing it. But Zoro was just running around, slice, 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 slice. So
Yeah.
they made him out to look pretty sick. And in that final fight with Luffy and Arlong, I love, and I don't know about you, but I just love how serious Luffy took that fight.
Oh
And I
yeah.
don't know if they make that a point
They do.
in the anime, but dude, this guy, if I had to picture Luffy, it's him. And I
Yeah.
haven't even watched the anime.
Yeah. 100%. I'm so happy with the choice. Like
Yeah,
I mean that's about as close as you get to not being the anime, in my personal
right,
opinion.
right. So that
He
was
did
fucking sick.
phenomenal. Yeah. So what do you think? Because that pretty much ends it.
Well, no, well, Grandpa, right?
Oh, that's right. He fights Grandpa. So I do
Right,
got
and
to
that was
add.
a big linger on
Yeah.
this.
So I do got to add. This does happen in the anime.
Uh
It
huh.
doesn't happen anywhere near Arlong Park.
Uh huh.
Happens way later.
Yeah.
But they decided that's a big change they made, is to make the Grandpa consistent.
Yeah.
But other than that, the fight pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. No, and I mean,
Timing's different, but everything else about the fight's about the same.
right, and it wasn't even really about the fight for that one. That one was like, holy shit, that's Luffy's grandpa. Like,
Yeah.
like
He's a dude.
I get that they fight, but when he brought up the Gold Roger shit, oh, now I
Oh, when he
remember.
was
He's
like,
like, you
he
remind
reminds
me of
me of
someone,
someone. Yeah, buddy.
and then they did that Gold Roger comparison, and I was like, holy shit, is Gold Roger his dad? That's the first thing I thought. I was like, dude, that's got to be his dad because grandpa hates him so much and he's all like, you fucking remind me of someone and I needed to make sure. And when he made sure,
Mm.
there was too many connections because also he laughed. You remember when they showed Garp laughing?
Yeah.
He was like, when he finally figured it out, I was like, that's the same laugh as Luffy. It's the same laugh as Gold Roger. Gold Roger's his
Ooh,
son
can't wait for you to find out.
or something. They got to be related. There's something between Garp and Gold Roger, so
Yeah, you see my straight face? Not giving nothing away. You'll find out eventually.
but I mean, it was cool to
Yeah.
see.
So I will say, to your theory, the only unfortunate thing about your theory is that in the anime, when you find out Garp is his grandpa, you pretty much figure
You
out,
said it happens later.
yeah, it happens later. So when it does happen, you pretty much get a touch of his whole family line in the next couple of episodes.
Mm, holy shit!
Yeah. So it all happens pretty quick, where you figure out who's related to who and what's going on, and a little bit more about Luffy. So it all happens within the next, few episodes.
Do you like that they kept that out so far?
Yeah, it's not the right place because it turns into a thing.
I like it. It brings that mystery for people who haven't seen the anime.
Yeah, so it definitely isn't the right timing, because it's definitely more of something. It's not a full season's worth. Like, it's something you would definitely bring up mid-season, but it's
Mm,
definitely a wrinkle, and it brings more things into play, and it's so hard to like explain to you why it's important without giving anything
right,
away. But
right. Well,
it,
it was
they
also
did the
cool to
right thing not putting it in, essentially.
and an honorable mention to Kobe and Butt Chin Boy.
Mhm.
Um, they stood up to Garp when he told him,
Yeah.
"Yo, apprehend him." He's like, "No, motherfucker, he didn't do it."
Yeah, and
So,
at the end of the episode, he was like, Butt like, "Yo, you think we could fit a sword handle in
oh
between
hell
this
no,
chin?"
oh
And he's
hell
like, "I think
no.
we could make that work." And Kobe's like, "You think I could be strong?"
Okay. Okay. All
And he's
right.
like, "Yeah, as long as you use your strong hand."
Yeah. Okay.
Use
Oh,
your strong
it
hand,
looks like I need
Kobe.
to. Looks like I
Oh,
need to
just
cut
mix
the
it, just put
turkey.
it. Oh, I'll just use my strong hand. But
uh, yeah. Overall, though,
yeah, what are
overall,
your overall thoughts on it now that it's in?
perfect anime to choose to do this because I haven't seen a lick of that anime, but I know in my heart that this was the one to do first,
Yeah.
especially out of those
So
old ones.
I apologize for having to cut you off because I just had a realization today as I was finishing the last episode. Netflix already did try and do a big budget anime live action, and it failed terribly. It was in the last couple of years. Cowboy Bebop.
They tried to do that.
They tried to do Cowboy Bebop. They did
I've
one
never seen it.
season. Have you never seen the anime or the live action?
I've never even heard of it.
Oh man, I think it probably stopped right before you got on Cartoon Network and got really like because it was around the time because I remember watching it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
But Cowboy Bebop, they tried to do Cowboy Bebop. The first episode was fucking fire, and everything after the live action after that was trash, and it got canceled. They
Hmm.
didn't do a second season. That
So
was
then
like
that's
3 or 4 years ago.
a part of like the Dragon Ball Z failure,
Mm-hmm.
the M Night Shyamalama incident.
Yeah. So, but I
So
apologize. I needed to say that just to throw it out there. I apologize, people. I could have brought this up earlier. I knew, and I said nothing, which is the same as doing nothing. You know.
all right, well, express your fucking disappointment. You're like, yeah, I mean,
I'll do better for you guys.
I didn't like Cowboy Bebop.
You want to
It
play
came
good?
out
You hope
like
to play
this
pretty
is
good.
this is how
Think I
you
played pretty
talk.
good. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. I didn't
Bebop.
like it.
All right.
I don't know
Sorry.
about
Continue
Cowboy
with your
Bebop.
analysis. I
And then
apologize.
when Cowboy Bebop, like when
All right.
I'm falling asleep, bitch. Put some energy in that
I'm
shit.
fucking old.
Put your dick in there.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, but your eyes are gonna open when your dick goes in. I'll tell you that much.
That's not always true.
You go, ah, you close your eyes vividly. You switch places. Whoa. All right, never mind.
Why's your dick in me?
You have a dick?
What the fuck's going on? This isn't the
Alright.
Toto clap I remember.
Clap again. It's not working. All right. So that I love it compared to the other fucking ones I've
Yeah,
seen, and I've only seen the
100%.
Avatar and DBZ Evolution.
Yeah,
So
100%.
they did it. I'm looking forward to seeing season 2. I'm looking forward to eventually getting into the anime. I'm not gonna do the anime anytime soon
Yeah.
because I want to keep seeing what they do with the live action. I want to keep having this dynamic where you've seen it, you're trying to
Mhm.
catch all the way up. I've never seen it, so I'm gonna keep it that way at least while they're still greenlit to keep going.
It'll be here whenever you decide to come to it.
Right, and we will always eventually get to it.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. And what I'm looking forward to in terms of other animes that I personally seen that I want to turn into a live action, I would have to say number one is Naruto.
Okay.
Because if they can get Naruto down, which I think is also relatively realistic and
Mhm.
relatively obtainable,
Relatively?
relatively considering the CGI they're gonna have
My
to use,
relativeless. Yeah.
the relativeless of that, like they can do the eyes, they can do the atmosphere
Yeah, I see
CGI.
cosplayers do that shit all the time, man.
It'll be a taijutsu. Taijutsu will be
Easiest. That's where they're
the
just kicking.
hardest.
Taijutsu is the physical jutsu.
Taijutsu is the hardest because CGI is easier. You're not
Oh, I see
actually
what you're saying. So like the
you can
genjutsu would be easier because that's
you can create a
true.
realm.
Gotcha. And taijutsu, you're
Taijutsu,
actually turning them into CGI. Gotcha.
you're not as much
Okay.
CGI.
All right. Now I'm on board with you. I agree. I didn't think
Exactly.
about it
And
like that.
Rock
Yeah.
Lee,
Open up
dude,
them gates, nigga.
like there's so many Yeah. Rock Lee and fucking Guy are gonna be so important, and they're not really that. I mean, they
Not at
are, but
all.
they're not that.
Not
But
at
they
all.
are. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, there's an man. I don't know, man. I just want Naruto to happen
Yeah.
next. I guess. What about you? What do you want?
Well, let me get my recap in first. God damn.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Taking up all the air, nigga.
Yeah, I
Taking
went
up
on a
all the
long
air,
rant.
nickel.
I went on a
All
long rant, nigga.
right. All right. Yeah. So overall, I enjoyed it. I like actually enjoyed it. Like it's easy for me to criticize because I've seen an ant, and we say this constantly, right?
You
Mangas
seen
aren't
an
going to be
ant?
the
Yeah.
animes. Yeah. Oh, where?
I've seen an ant. I've
I've seen them. Seen one. I've seen a black one. I've seen a red one. It's an ant.
it's an ant.
But we say this all the time. The mangas aren't going to be the same as the animes. Animes aren't going to be the same as the live adaptations. So you can only hope for a good adaptation
So
of
you
what they're
refuse to
doing.
read. That's what you're trying to say.
I will never read. And I will say this to all of you people out there. It's only because I fucking can't do it. I can't read. I'm so bad at reading, guys. It is really, it just hurts my heart every time I
U-
try and read. It shouldn't be this hard.
Ultimately, yes, but I like that comparison you
But
made: manga to anime and then anime to live action.
yeah,
You
so
don't want to take that same perspective.
yeah,
You're
so
realistic.
yeah, so it's I have to push aside and say the live action was good. I enjoyed the shit out
Yes.
of it. They made a lot of changes, but they didn't change the core of it.
Okay.
Everything at the core was the same, and I appreciated that.
Okay.
And they did include the big moments, even if they changed them up for whatever
Hmm.
purpose they had. So
Fuck
although I
you,
was,
comedy Hashira.
so
Go
even
ahead.
though I did that, like even though I didn't like that they did that, overall, I'm happy with it. I'm excited for season 2. Luffy was the best. The guy that plays Luffy was the best choice, hands down. Sanji kiss. Get it? Because it's a chef's kiss.
Uh,
Ooh. Get
Dude,
him,
how
comedy
what
Hashira. Get him.
on a on a quick note, do you think Sanji's Riz was good or what?
What's Riz?
I knew you were gonna do it. I knew it. You're an ass. You're an ass. You know exactly what Riz is. You know exactly what it is. Fuck you. All right, we're not. I'm not even gonna explain it to you. Figure it out.
All right.
Figure it out on
Well,
your own.
then,
You're a bitch if you don't know what Riz is.
Sanji's Riz was not jizz.
Okay, it's how you hit on girls, man. How smooth you
Oh,
are.
it's your game?
It's your game.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, I don't think they displayed it to its full extent. And honestly, I think live action Sanji has the
He
Riz.
was like, yo, he
I
was
think
like,
it's live
would you
action
like
Sanji has a
with the
Riz,
crushed
bro.
ice? Yo, that crushed ice
Yo.
comment was fucking wild. And I know
Yeah.
that was a different that was a different portion of the fucking live
Yeah, I think
action.
his I
Would you like
think
some crushed ice?
yeah, he didn't have
Would
that
you like
kind
me
of
to come
Riz
down
in
there?
I don't think
Sing
he
to
had that
you?
kind of Riz in the anime. For sure. In the anime, he
Like
was more like,
the like
Nami-san!
that motherfucker pulled up like the Eddie Murphy Delirious where he was
He's
like,
like,
would
oh.
you like me to come down there and sing to you? He was smooth, man. He was
Yeah,
smooth.
not that smooth. He's a little more abrasive in the anime. So
Okay.
I think live action has more Riz to it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Side note.
ultimately, when it comes down to it, there's only one change I didn't like. All
Uh-huh.
right. And that's the grandpa being so heavily involved throughout
Okay.
this. Uh
So you didn't like that.
no, the only way we see the grandpa in the anime is the grandpa. So once the Kobe and the butt chin,
Mm-hmm. Heppo?
sure.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
I looked
continue
up his
calling butt
name.
chin. Um,
I'll continue to call him bitch.
so Kobe and butt chin,
And bitch.
both of them. The only time the grandpa comes into play is the grandpa does pick them up and bring them with him.
And fuck him in the ass? Yeah.
Fucks them right in the ass.
Right in the
Fucks
ass.
them right in the ass.
And just when you don't think
Don't
I'm gonna fuck you in the ass, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
fuck
fuck
you in
you
the
in the
ass.
ass. But that's literally the extent of the grandpa. So you don't know it's grandpa. He just rolls through and he's like, "You two are coming with me. I heard you
uh,
dealt with the straw hats. You're coming with me." And they
yeah.
dip out. That's literally all you see of the grandpa up to this
Okay.
point in the anime.
Yeah, fuck it.
So
fuck
it's
it. They didn't.
fine
It
because they
looks
didn't.
cool in the live action.
Yeah, it's fine that he's in
It's
there. I just would prefer he
as an
wasn't.
anime watcher.
Yeah, but that's really
Okay.
the
All right, you manga
biggest
reader.
gripe.
All
All
right.
right. Hey,
All
you're
right,
a
you
manga
fucking
muncher, you
Yo, you
bitch.
manga readers need to chill out.
I don't read mangas, bro. I just went on a soliloquy about
Soliloquy.
soliloquy
Soliloquy.
that I can't read.
That's not okay. That's weird.
Okay.
That's suspicious.
I was just like you, Martinez.
Yeah.
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 Okay. You-
And you. All right.
Oh
But
shit.
what do you want? You got through all your fucking
Yeah, my
One
gripes.
Piece vomit.
Yeah.
And what do you want in an anime to be not want in an anime? Which anime do you want to be the next live action?
Man, I know we have, like you said, we have Naruto coming up. We
That's
got
greenlit. My Hero's
My
greenlit.
Hero's greenlit. My Hero's gonna be probably the hardest one to
But
do.
what do you want? What do you want?
Fuck.
Before we get into
What do
My
you
Hero,
want?
what do you want?
What do you
What
want?
do you want?
Tell me what you want.
What do you want?
Honestly, I'm excited for them to
What
get
do you
Avatar
want?
right. I'm
Okay.
excited for them to get Avatar right.
That's
I
the one
want
we
them.
didn't mention.
Yeah, it's easy to forget because when you think
Yeah.
of it, you
When
think of
you
M Night
fucking
Shyamalan, you motherfucker, you bitch ass nigga. I will fucking
Yeah.
come to your house
Yeah.
and
Let
I
him
will
know.
skull fuck you.
I will fucking Oshinoko your ass, bitch.
Scorched earth, motherfucker.
Stab.
How could you?
Show up in a hoodie.
Yep. Who are you? Aqua.
He closes the door.
Just out windows.
I'm all filming you.
Oh shit!
Did you get it? Did you get
it?
the cat?
Did you get him and then get me? We can just edit
This is a
it.
good angle. We'll edit it. We'll edit it.
But I'm really excited for Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm excited that the original creators are the ones behind this live action. It's supposed to be coming out next year. I am fucking hyped for them to get it right.
Yeah, they got all the right people,
so
right?
hyped, dude, because I fucking that shows a lot of our childhood, our younger years.
Ong.
I didn't fuck. Oh, that was so upsetting. You saying it right now was fucking.
Gayaka.
I can't wait till you watch this and you see my immediate reaction to you saying "ong." Like my eyes went crossed. Like I was like,
Yeah,
where am
remember
I?
that fucking short you showed me of the guy saying "ong"?
Oh yeah,
the kid, because he
the
only
kid
saw
is talking to his dad.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
what are you watching?
ong."
What are you watching? Oh, watch a show about this kid named Ong. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of good dancing in it. It's
Trauma.
fucking great, dude. It's fucking great.
Yes, amazing.
Oh
But
shit.
part 4, we did
that's
it.
it. That's a wrap,
That's
baby.
it. Episode 7 and 8, man. You gotta watch if you haven't watched it, and
Check
for
it
whatever
out.
reason,
If you
reason,
didn't watch
you're
it for some
watching
reason,
us.
you're watching us in every part that we watch. You
Yeah.
haven't watched it. First off, I appreciate
Go
you
watch
and I
it.
love you.
Right,
Secondly,
that's-
you're a fucking idiot, and we probably don't want you as a fan. Go watch the goddamn show.
And you're probably gonna be the guy who comments, "Yo, why did you fucking ruin the show, bitch? Did you read the title?" But
All
yeah,
right.
check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
As always, guys, we appreciate you. Make sure you
Yup.
like, subscribe, comment
Comment
below. Let us know your favorite parts of the show.
Let
We
us know
want to
your
interact with
feelings.
you.
Yes.
Sergio wants to touch you. It's
Okay.
getting
No,
weird.
I do not.
All right. All right.
No,
Well,
I
I'll
do
verify.
not.
He wants to touch you if you're above 18, male
All
or
right,
female.
thank
He
you.
doesn't have a
Thank you.
preference.
Thank
All
you.
right. Preferably male.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Let him
I'm
know.
tired of this, Grandpa.
Well, that's too damn
That's
bad.
too damn bad.
All right, guys. Well, this is Comedy Hashira.
Blackie Chan,
We out this bitch.
we out.
We out.
We out.
No diggity.
Yeah, I was about to say.